Okay, so I gotta get to my low, my high, my act of kindness because I gotta talk about my low for a little bit. Because, okay, so it's actually two things. The first is I'm watching my nephew yesterday, right, with my mom. And, we're just walking around the area, the neighborhoods on the hill in Corning. And we came across a dead bird. It was a robin. They're like, that's a dead bird. Oh, no. Well, I mean, they're gonna learn what death is eventually, I guess. But man, that'd be a dead bird. Really? And speaking of birds, I forgot to take a photo of what we had for dinner last night because it's something my mom really hasn't made in quite a while. And I forgot to take a photo of, well, I call it poultry pot pie, but in this case it was a chicken. She made chicken pot pie. And I forgot to, because I've done a mom food chronicle on that before. Oh, really is what I call it poultry pot pie. It was, like, that video was in tandem with the poultry noodle, with what I call poultry noodle soup. I use poultry because, turkey or chicken, stuff like that. That works. My point is I forgot to take a photo of it last night. Then again, I'll be honest, it was so incredibly messy that there really was no way I could get a good photo of it. But it was good. I'll say that much. In fact, the fact it was that good was my high. And the fact I got to be with my nephews, that was also my high. And my family, my mom and dad. My act of kindness, hands down, was when I got back. Because here's the thing. My mom made the chicken pot pie she put in the refrigerator. So it was my job when I got there to, put in the oven for an hour. And I did. But when she made it, because she immediately had to go watch my nephews for the day, she left that entire kitchen a mess. I'm talking like used pots and pans and dishes everywhere. So, being the good son that I am, I not only emptied the dishwasher of clean dishes, but also refilled it with the dishes that she left out. So, needless to say, she was happy to come home to a clean kitchen after that, which is good. Gotta, run the business as often as I do. I should stand to do some nice things for my folks on occasion, because I'm just that kind of guy. So, good morning and happy Friday, everybody. Well, let's see. Oh, right. We had a new episode of Hot Ones yesterday. And here's the thing. I know who this guy is. His name is Daniel Kaluuya. And I've seen him in lots of movies like Get Out and Black Panther. And he was promoting the movie Nope. And I think he just won an Oscar for a Judas and the Black Messiah. So this guy definitely has a legit pedigree. Absolutely. But when I see Daniel Kaluuya, and this is no offense to him, because he is a phenomenal actor. Actually, before I get into that, let me talk about the episode. The episode was great. In fact, seriously, he literally went back into the bomb. Hardly anybody does that. Although, he legit made a mistake. I forget which wing he made this mistake on. Well, he called it a mistake, but really, listen, as someone who loves some chicken wings, believe me, this happens a lot to me too. Where you bite like one side of the wing, but you wind up taking like some of the other side of the wing too that you didn't bite into yet. Like you take some of the chicken skin with you. Yeah, that's happened to me. Not that. Seriously, like, that's actually a good problem to have, if you ask me. Because, hey, you're getting a bigger bite and it tastes that much better. In theory, anyway. But Daniel Kaluuya did a phenomenal job. I mean, he actually handled himself quite well against the bomb. Let's see. he talked about how when promoting the movie Nope, that this is actually the second movie that Daniel Kaluuya starred in which Jordan Peele of Key and Peele fame directed. And the first being Get Out, and I'll get into Get Out in a few minutes. They're talking about the movie Nope, right? And Sean asked, like, what's the significance of filming these scary scenes, like, during the day as opposed to at night? And I really did like his answer. I did like his answer. I really did like his answer. I wanted to make sure it came across, because these are very good questions he asked, I swear. And Daniel's like, when you film during the day, you actually get to see more. And you really do feel like you have the energy to film a lot more because obviously it's during the day and you're not tired. Because here's the thing, I've never worked on any kind of production for any movie or show ever, but I do know some of how production works. And occasionally in the production of a movie, if the direction, the script, and everything call for it, you have what are called night shoots, where the instant that the sun goes down, you spend the entire night just shoot, like everything you can. And everything's like frantic and panicking, or panicky, I should say. Like you really gotta make sure you get as many takes as you can done right. Otherwise, you waste a night and you don't get much done when you really need to film that scene at night. So I guess one example, actually, what I'm talking about, they didn't talk about in the Hot Ones episode, but I really do feel this is important too. Don't get me wrong. Some of the greatest scenes in all of movie history happen at nighttime. I think one that definitely, you know what definitely comes to mind when I think of a really good scene that happened at night? Casablanca. You're like, listen, Elsa, if you don't get on that plane, you'll regret it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon for the rest of your life. Like that scene, I'm pretty sure took place at night. Although it was filmed in black and white, so I could be wrong about that. But again, I can only imagine just how stressful it probably was to make sure, like, if you do a night scene, you get everything right. But during the day, you don't have that problem. I mean, you have more energy, there's a lot less frantic things going on, stuff like that. And it works. So keep in mind, I'm not really a horror movie guy. I mean, it's not that movies scare me, just I need to see them with a good crowd of people. And it also wouldn't, I'm not gonna lie, this is one instance where I would like to have a girlfriend who would who's definitely not afraid of watching scary movies. That'd be cool. It would definitely be, that'd be a useful quality to have, I would think. Um, yeah, there was that. Let's see, what else they talk about in the Howard's episode? Um, he talked about how Steve McQueen legit walked up to Daniel Kaluuya and like, you're a weirdo. And I don't see anything wrong with that. Do you have any idea how many famous people are weirdos? I mean, why do you, it's that, you know what? I'll say this right now. I'm glad we live in a world where weirdness is definitely much more accepted. But at the same time, like, now I know what the song "It's Hip to Be a Square" means. Then again, we're all a little bit weird. And we're all squares in our own right. It's a perfect balance. Okay, now I get to talking about the last dab. Particularly like the final wing, right? Because, and this is what I was trying to allude to earlier involving Get Out, and what I know Daniel Kaluuya for, outside of being like the friend turned traitor in Black Panther. And that is the movie Get Out, easily the most iconic scene in that movie, where Daniel Kaluuya is just sitting there and there's a tear going down his eye, like, he's just staring like, Actually, he's right. Like, I probably didn't sell that very well because of the sunlight here. Trust me, if you've seen the movie Get Out or heard of the movie Get Out, you know what that scene is. And believe it or not, it was revealed that they redid that scene 5 times. Good Lord, man. Like, don't get me wrong, I love myself a good cry as much as the next person. But 5 times? What was wrong with the first 4? Or what was wrong with the other 4 that you didn't use? I don't know. Although speaking of takes, they did talk about earlier how when working with a Rowan Atkinson on that Johnny English movie, like Rowan Atkinson is so detail oriented that they redid scenes like 25 times. I'm like, dude, I've heard of obsessive, but that's ridiculous. Especially since the Johnny English movie didn't really do that well, critically or financially, if I recall. Well, maybe probably did well financially. I don't know. I know critics didn't really seem to like that movie. But critics did like the movie Get Out. And now let's go back to the topic. Sean asked, okay, what do you think is the secret to, cry on cue? And do you think that hot sauce would make for a great performance enhancer for, again, crying on cue? And that just occurred to me, yeah, it really could, couldn't it? Hot sauce making for a great way to induce, because if you ever had spicy food, your sinuses are running, your mouth is on fire, you start tearing up, sometimes you get sweaty and red in the face. That's all, that's part of the fun of eating spicy food. That being said, I was actually talking to my mom yesterday as I was watching my nephews, and we passed by this one house that I'm pretty sure were growing peppers. And I tell my nephews, those are peppers. We'll wait until you're a little bit older to have those. Seriously, my twin nephews are only 2 years old. They even have like a piece of a hot pepper. It could probably send them into. It will probably knock them out, and not in a good way. So definitely. Wait, actually, that does remind me. Heatonist and First We Feast and Hot Ones did make hot sauce for kids. I actually thought about getting that stuff for them for Christmas last year, but in the end I didn't. Maybe this year I will. I could. Especially when they came up with a green apple one and they did something tropical that's yellow for this summer, so maybe. They make hot sauce for kids now, so well, you have to try that one day. Let's see, where was I? Right, I was talking about, Danny Clue and Hot Ones. In the end, it was a very good episode of Hot Ones. And, this is definitely the kind of episode where, you guys know me. I'm a fanboy. Of course I love learning about, theater and arts and movies and TV. And, you guys know I love voiceover. I love that show business type stuff. This was definitely an episode where it not only harkens back to some of the information that I've learned over the years, but it also gave me a better and deeper appreciation for, the craft of entertainment as a whole. And I really like that. So, on the very slim chance that anyone from First We Feast or Hot Ones or even Danny Clue himself, the off chance anyone's watching this, thank you. My love for entertainment never died, but sometimes you tend to forget, not on purpose, obviously, just you get so distracted with life and you wind up accidentally forgetting something or worse, take things for granted. And I never got to the point where I took anything for granted, but you need a reminder once in a while. And that's good. You need to be reminded of the things that you like. Otherwise, in a small way, it's like I talked about the other day, where if you forget where you come from, you wind up being, pardon the language, a fucking asshole. Shout out to Uncle Harold from Bon Appetit. And again, let's say I get famous doing this, you better believe I'm never going to forget what I learned, where I come from, who I am. That's not going to be me. I'm still going to be the above average Nick from the 607. And I'm okay with that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Being like that kind of famous, that'd be cool. I would like, if I was ever that famous, I had like a lot of money, you better believe I'd have like a big old party with lots of my friends. I'd probably get Peas Macarons to cater. That'd be sweet. Maybe someday. But for now, I'll just stick to doing what I do. And again, I'm perfectly okay with that. Just like I'm hoping that you like this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. That would do my channel a lot of good. As always, I am very humble I made this video. For all of you guys watching, enjoy for name. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. I'm heading up to Duke Lake this evening. It's going to be awesome. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to let you know. Always have your back. Take care. Make good choices. 607 all day, baby.